Next is the insert statement. So we saw that like how I was inserting the records. So there's a one insert statement. So I can say insert, and then you can say here, like, you can say insert into, it is optional, and you have to give a table name, and then you said say values here. So this is a syntax for inserting the records now. Okay, if you have some expression you can use along with this. So even you can insert into some table by selecting some record in the some table. So you are selecting some record in some other table and inserting the record in this table. So that possibility is there. What are the records are there? It will insert in the existing table. Okay. So if there are fewer values, then there are columns, null or default values are substituted by the missing values. So you have to put default or null there if it is there. We can see some sample here. So what is happening now? Insert into a table name, and then column name, value, values, right? So we have to take care of these two things now. If we are passing all the values, then this part is not required. You have to just say values. Insert into, but this is a good practice, like these are the columns and these are the values we are passing to this column, one column, and here it is just a two column, right? So this is a two value only. Insert into studio values, this. So if the table, studio table, is having just two column, then no need to write this. Directly just say values and values, right? So we recommended you include the part columns, as the code will be easier to read and update the less likely to break as the database is modified. You can see some other example. If I want to insert multiple values, so what we can do, we can write here studio table name, column name, right? And then we are saying values, one record, two record, and then three records, right? So there are the three records. So all these three records will insert it together. Understood? Just say comma bracket values, bracket values. Set. So insert with set now. The set option in an insert statement allows for direct pairing of columns and expression being set into the column. So we'll pass the pair, and according to that pair it will insert the record. So this prevents any column ordering issues and provides an explicit assignment, hence correctness without having to refer back and forth between column list and values clause. The set option alternative is very helpful when only selected columns are receiving values and defaults are used for the rest. The insert statement below uses a set clause where you can look at here. For each value, we give the column name an equal sign and the expression of default keyword. Okay, so you can see this code here. We can set clause in replace statement as well. So insert into table name set. What did we are doing? Review ID equal to null, film ID this, review by film press. Okay, and then all this value we are saying set. That will also insert the record. So I hope you understood this, right? Other ways, what we can say, replace into film review set. So we can pass the values again like this. Okay. So the replace using set clause will insert or overwrite a review for given review ID showing one or two rows affected as this. So if record is not there, if that review ID 12 is not there, it will insert it. But if this record is existing, then it will modify or overwrite. So this guy is doing two jobs, right? Insert as well as overwrite. Clear? So that is what set and replace. So we have used here replace, and here we have used set. Okay. Next, on duplicate key update. So if you are insert into the column or table name and column, select this from inventory on duplicate key, update in a stock plus one. Okay. So what it does on duplicate key update, clause of insert has a replace like effect, where if a row is inserted that would cause a duplicate value in a unique index or primary key, an update of the old row is performed instead. So if, let us say, the stock ID is duplicate, okay, we are just changing the stock ID in a stock and we are inserting, right? Similar to a replace statement using on duplicate key update, cause the effect rows value per row to be 1 if the row is inserted as a new row, or 2 if an existing row is updated. Okay, that is what on delete. Here in this example, the film ID column is not unique, okay, in inventory, but is unique in availability. So table, I mean there's a two table, right, here, inventory and availability. So hence, as rows are selected from inventory, so we are selecting rows from inventory, select film ID, right, film ID comma 1 from inventory on duplicate key, right? So here it is saying what, hence as rows are selected from inventory to be inserted into availability, we'll start hitting duplicates at some point using on duplicate key update. The in stock count will be simply incremented by 1 on duplicates as intended. So if it is duplicates are coming, that will get incremented and insert the records in the availability table. Okay, in our table, if already record is there, the update statement lets us modify one or more fields for one or more records in a table. Update is followed by table name and set clause with pairs of column names and exception that are being assigned to the column. The where clause with one or more condition is used to specify which rows in table are updated. So we can specify some condition with the update, and you must remember that update table name, after that immediately set will come. So set film ID, this film review by film press, review text, and then we can say review date, review category, where review ID is 12. So update that particular record which is having review ID is what, 12. So that record will get updated, will get modified. Order by and limit clause in update. So you can use limit clause in update, or you can see this update table name, set where clause, order clause, or we can use here. So if you can see this example now, what is happening here, update film reserve, set customer ID equal to 1, where customer ID is null, limit 5. So customer with ID 5, ID 1 wants to reserve any 5 movies that are not already reserved, right? So is null means, so it will be reserve any 5 movies with customer ID equal to 1, right? If it is not reserved. Update with join. Joining tables in an update statement, MySQL also offers the join table update alternative as shown here. So the join is based on the foreign key relationship established between join table. MySQL allows you to use any join definition in your update statement. To reflect the ability to use different types of join definition, the syntax for the update statement is shown to use join definition. Okay, the syntax here is given now. You can see here we are using update, low priority ignore, or join definition we are using here, and then we are doing set. We can have some where condition also. So updating multiple tables using join, we can update more than one value in a join tables. Here is an example. So update rental detail and customer detail. So these are the table name. Okay, rental detail and customer detail. Set rental detail dot return date equal to now. So rental detail dot return date. So I'm calling the column from this table and saying no. So whatever the current date will store to here, and then customer detail, this is my table, dot payment equal to customer detail dot payment dot payment plus rental rate. So that will keep adding and this will store to here, right? Where rental detail dot customer id equal to customer id from customer table, and rental detail dot rental id equal to rental id, right? And so these are the conditions we are giving here. So we are using multiple tables and we are applying the join kind of condition here, right? And we are updating the two tables. Okay, so this guy will update both rental details and customer details table. Okay, for the given rental payment is customer details increase and return date is rental date detail is updated with current date. In other words, we are able to update both tables participating in the join condition. Okay, so we are matching the conditions and we are updating that. Instead of doing that, we can write here a join operator also. So update film details, join inventory I using film ID, join rental R using inventory ID, right? So we are joining film detail with inventory, and then we are joining rental using inventory ID column, right? And then we are saying set this value where is not null, where order return date is not null, right? So these are the join updates with join. We can update two columns or two tables data with the help of this join. We'll understand the delete statement, what is delete, and how we can remove the records from our table. So delete command, there are times when some data is not needed any longer and may even cause problem by remaining in the database. To discard unwanted data from the database, we will use delete statements. To delete from table name, where condition we can give. So you can see the syntax and one example is there. So delete from table name. So delete from rental where customer ID 9190. So that record will get deleted who is having customer ID 9190. We can limit, we can use limit also. I want to delete first 5 rows or like that, that we can use. We can use also order by in delete. So delete from table name where customer ID equal to 1 and order by reserve date ascending order limit 5. So it will first order by the records with reserve date and it will give the first 5 rows, and in that first 5 rows if customer ID is a 1 it will get deleted. Okay, look at this advanced delete. Some advanced MySQL modifiers to delete a statement using the low priorities option. The delete statement does not execute until various client connections are done accessing the target table. Okay. So this affects only storage engine that use only table level locking such as MyISM. Using ignore option, any delete errors are replaced with warning when deleting rows. Okay, allowing the rest of the statement in the script to execute. So if you are deleting some records and if you say ignore, so instead of error, the warning will come and it will keep executing the script. For MySM tables, the use of quick keyword may speed up some delete operations as the storage engine does not merge index libs during delete, right? One can also use an order by to sort which rows get deleted first, and you can set the limit clause to limit deletes to number of rows specified, right? Okay, so next is the truncate we are having. Using truncate statement to delete data. So truncate statement cleanups a table by removing all rows and no qualification or filtration can be specified. So it is a faster than delete. If writing these two different command, truncate table film review and delete from film review. So both will do the same job, delete all the records, but only delete. In the case of delete, your auto number, auto increment is not reset. So let us say your auto increment has reached to 5 and now you are deleting all the records. Next time if you are inserting, it will come 6, it will not come 1. But if you say truncate, it will come 1 here, it will not come 6. So that is the one difference, and this is the faster. It will remove your data or table data page wise, while delete remove the table data row by row. So there are some aggregate functions we are having. So we can say count, sum, max, mean, average. These are the aggregate function. So you can use with your select statement for your column or for your table that you want to find the sum of all the price, you want to find the sum of all the quantity, you want to find the average, you want to find the maximum quantity or maximum price, minimum quantity or minimum price. So these are the aggregate function which we can use with our table column. So if you're using this aggregate function, I mean along with this, if I use some of the column name, if you are using independent only the functions name, then you are not required for group by and all. But if you are saying you are using customer ID some column name and then you are using a max function, right? So this is the aggregate function, you are using mean functions along with this column. If you are using this aggregate function along with this column, then you have to use group by clause. So what is the group by clause? Group by clause breaks the table into multiple groups and it performs the calculation on that group and return the result. Okay. So if you say select customer ID, sum amount, paid amount as, okay, and it is saying group by customer ID, right here. So group by customer ID will break the payment group table into number of groups. What are the customer ID we are having? Let us have a 5 customer ID. So it will make a 5 group and then it will perform the sum on each and every group separately and then it will return. Now there's a concept of having clause. So there's the two things we are having, where clause and having clause, right? Where clause places condition on the rows, while having clause places condition on the group. So the having clause is used to filter group data. The having clause works similar to the where clause in that it consists of one or more conditions that define which rows are included in the result set, right? You cannot use aggregate function or column alias in expression in the your where clause, for which we have used having clause. In general, the having clause is normally best suited to use in conjunction with the group by clause only. So count film by language. Here you can see we are counting this count films by language. Okay, what are the languages? Limit results set to language with more than 5 films. So first we are saying language L. So L dot name and then F dot film ID we are counting, right? So and group by language ID. So it will just make a language ID first. What are the language IDs there? It will make a group and then it will find the count on that, and that count should be greater than 5, and it is saying order by 2, second column order by descending order, right? You can just check this code. Okay, so that is why what we are having group by clause and having clause here.